Okay, I'm in the master bathroom of the house that we're trying to repair from the previous contractor, and we have uncovered the shower floor, which when we came in we could tell had been done incorrectly. We just didn't know how bad it was. So we pulled out the concrete that they had in it, and then we pulled out the shower pan, and this is what was left. This is exactly what we found underneath the shower pan. Somebody has completely and negligently plumbed in this shower. They apparently cut the foundation out completely. They cut the rebar. You can see small pieces of rebar here, here, and right there. Now, that is rebar from the original foundation, and it appears that they came in, they cut the slab, they cut the rebar out of their way, they threw some plumbing in. For some reason, they thought that it was going to be a good idea to put slot drains right here and right here. And you can see, we pulled them out. Here's the slot drains laying over here. This is the most negligent I've ever seen a job left. Now, this homeowner never would have known this if they had not allowed me to come in and try and fix this thing. And I'm just going to point out a few things that I'm seeing that are really horrendous. First of all, this drain line that goes across here appears to be running uphill from the tub. The tub goes on this side of the wall right there, and that drain line ties into it, and then it comes over and it ties in underneath that wall. If you look at it closely, I don't know if you can tell in the video, but from here it appears that that drain is actually running uphill from back where it ties into the tub. Even if it's not totally uphill, there's definitely not enough slope on it. I don't know how they ever thought that was going to work, or if they cared. Also, I'm starting to see right here where this drain has a high spot right here. That's actually higher than this hub right here. So I don't think that was ever going to work, because somehow, I don't know what the plan was, but you would have had to put a hump in the middle of the shower floor to force the water over to these edges where these drains are. And they didn't even have the shower pan underneath this floor. And so the way they had it rigged up, the shower pan, we could see the edges of it exposed and pulled away from the foundation. Look at that. So they just took the rebar and kind of bent it around. They just bent it around the drain. So they literally laid the vinyl shower pan on top of this ground. I'm going to get down here closer where you can see just how uneven it is. It's awful. There's no foundation underneath it. All they did was pour sakcrete down here, get it wet. And I don't know what they thought was going to happen. The way it was set up, the majority of the water in this shower would have gone underneath the shower pan into this dirt. Now, that's part of the problem. Of course, the shower seat is a huge part of the problem as well. That's going to have to be ripped out and redone. But let's look at a couple of other things. Under here, there is no foundation underneath that wall. I don't know what the plan was, or there was never a plan really. I don't know why there's not a foundation under there. I just know that when we uncovered it, that's what we found. Now, this is all going to have to be redone. And what we're going to do is dig this down and pour a foundation inside here that goes under the existing foundation and ties it back in. That you can see an old piece of rusty rebar laying on top. That was underneath the shower pan. And that is where nobody went in and tied any steel back in here when they pulled out this foundation. They just poured sakcrete right on the dirt. Here it is under this wall, completely washed out. And that is the entire length of that is unsupported, that corner right there, totally unsupported. And I don't know that there's any structural integrity right there anyway, the way it was left. So we're going to have to come in and redo this plumbing right here. And we're going to have to pour a new foundation. We're going to have to dig all this out and pour a new foundation under it that'll have enough concrete that'll support this wall, which is a load-bearing wall. You can see up in the attic some roof braces, bottom of the roof. This is a load-bearing wall, and right where those roof jacks come down to brace it, you can see that there's nothing under it to support it. No concrete. It's unbelievable. This is another mess that these people created. And one of the things that they did is they got the plumbing wrong, and that hub on the plumbing is sticking into the shower, and it forced that entire wall to have sort of a hump in it. And that's what made us concerned when we first looked at it. The whole wall, the way they framed it to compensate for that, made the whole wall seem like it was over an inch out of level. It was really weird what they did. So we tore it all out, and we're going to have to fix a few things. One thing is, I don't believe that this 2-to-6 header is adequate. That's second story above us. That should be a 2-to-12 header, like that one. And then they do things like notch out where even most of that header's not even working. It's not even tight. I think I'm going to have to cut this header out and totally replace it and get one in there properly. You can see right here where that's not, it just is weird. That's our little project here in this master bathroom. Okay. So we'll come back and we'll have another video that shows our progress on this.